Welcome, class, and today we are going to focus on Chapter 7, which focuses on industrial espionage in cyberspace. Excuse me. As we think about espionage, ultimately, secrecy is prevalent, and it's prevalent on the part of both the perpetrator and the target themselves. Ultimate goal, looking to collect information without fanfare and without the knowledge of that target. Not done, we want to make sure that we have a strong understanding of this. Espionage is not done only by governments and terrorists or spies for political and military goals, but also for industrial espionage. And so ultimately couldn't involve billions of dollars, and companies fear to reveal, obviously, that they are targets at different points in time. Industrial espionage is the use of spying techniques to find out key information that is of economic value. And so a competitor's newest project, their client list, potentially research data. Although the end is different than that of military espionage, the means are the same. So electronic monitoring, photocopying files, and so forth. At times, former intelligence officers are found in corporate espionage. Fortunately, former intelligence officers are also found in corporate security. Information can be a real asset, as we have talked about. Companies spend billions on R&D, or research and development. So we think about the value of information equals the cost to produce, plus the value gained, or the VG. So $200,000 of salaries plus benefits and overhead, plus $1 million in anticipated revenue from result, is $1.2 million in terms of the value of information. Obviously, the value gained will be magnified in a court case. And so in everyday commerce, thinking about this, does your company value its information assets enough to protect them adequately? Always something to think about. For example, a college degree is a single piece of paper. You paid more, certainly, for the degree than the paper cost. You paid for the information that you received. Doctors, lawyers, engineers are all consultants for their expert information. Information is a valuable commodity. Data stored in computer systems has value for two reasons. One, much time and effort is spent to create and ultimately analyze the data. At the same time, data often has intrinsic value. And so a proprietary process, invention, or algorithm has obvious value. Data that provides a competitive edge is also inherently valuable. Copyrights, trade secrets, and patents must be protected. They can be the foundation upon which a company is built. For example, pharmaceutical companies, Coca-Cola, and so forth. Most technicians will go to work in a smaller corporation, not necessarily IBM or General Motors. We need to know how to scale for the small to mid-sized company. And so this idea that is posted here is a helpful tool for all of us. Espionage itself can occur in two ways. One, which is the quote-unquote easy low-tech way, employees simply take the data and or social engineering. And also the technology-oriented method, so spyware, cookies, and keyloggers. With the easy low-tech way, employees, whether that be existing or former, may knowingly or unknowingly divulge sensitive data. Disgruntled employees are the greatest security risk to an organization. Ultimately, the motives vary. Just because a person is wearing some kind of badge, visitor or vendor, doesn't mean they are who they appear to be, or their briefcase contains nothing of yours. Memory drives can be concealed in pens. Social engineering is low-tech and often successful. Technology-oriented methods, any monitoring software, can be used in corporate espionage. For example, spyware and keystroke loggers. Capturing screenshots of sensitive information or logon information is easier today than ever before. For instance, just a typical pen drive can hold a keylogger. So we need to think about, what steps can I take to alleviate the danger? We know nothing can ultimately make the system completely secure. 80% of your problems will be internal. Thinking about how to lessen the risk of internal espionage, think about the previously mentioned steps. Give out data on a need-to-know basis. For key personnel, use a rotation system or dual control so that no one person has control over all the critical data at one time. Limit portable storage media and cell phones. And have cell phones and other hardware checked at the front security desk. While it might make some feel uncomfortable at times, certainly we want to protect our data. We want to prohibit documents and or media from leaving the building. Certainly, do employee background checks. When employees leave the company, scan the PC for any inappropriate data. Keep tape backups, documents, other media under lock and key. If portable computers are used, encrypt the hard drives. And check employee references. Too often, it's not done. Check on any college credits and certifications. HR often does not follow up on this, and as a result, many job seekers falsify their resumes. Any prospective employee who does this cannot be trusted. Here are some examples of encryption software. You may wish to investigate these a bit more. A real-world example of industrial espionage. In May 2015, Professor Hao Zhang of a university and 5 other individuals were arrested and charged with stealing trade secrets for use by universities controlled by the Chinese government. The secrets stolen included research and development on thin film bulk acoustic resonator technology, or FBAR. Another example, in 2015, the Houston Astros baseball team's scouting and team information database was stolen. It's alleged that it was stolen by members of the St. Louis Cardinals. The Houston Astros have a proprietary internal computer system they named Ground Control. It has notes on players and potential trading of players. The Astros general manager, Jeff Luhnow, had previously worked for the Cardinals, and when he came to work for the Astros, he also brought along some of his staff. Initial reports are that either Mr. Luhnow or one of his staff used a password similar to what he had used with the Cardinals. This allowed someone associated with the Cardinals to guess the password and access the Houston Astros database. And yet, another example with General Motors. In August 2017, Taiwanese-American engineer Alan Ho was sentenced to 2 years in prison for providing nuclear energy technology information to China's state-owned China General Nuclear Power Company. According to the indictment, Ho, a naturalized American citizen, used his company Energy Technology International, which was based at his home in Wilmington, Delaware, to gather information on the production of nuclear material from American nuclear power developers, including the Tennessee Valley Authority, and pass that information to the China General Nuclear Power Company. Ho engaged in these activities between 1997 and 2016 through his own efforts and those of unnamed consultants he hired. Another example with Bloomberg Incorporated, and Avant Software. In 2017, it became public that Uber Technologies had paid $7 million to keep secret an alleged corporate espionage program. The program allegedly included wiretapping, hacking, bribery, and the use of former intelligence officers. And the industrial espionage team at Uber was named Threat Operations Unit. An attorney for former Uber employee Richard Jacob revealed this information in a courtroom. This information was disclosed in the course of a lawsuit wherein Uber competitor Waymo accused an ex-Uber employee, Anthony Lewandowski, of stealing 14,000 confidential documents and using them to support Uber's self-driving program. While all of the details of the case have not yet been confirmed, the case does illustrate just how extreme industrial espionage can become. And finally, here is a look at some of the main important points from this chapter. We'll look forward to seeing you in our next lecture.